Now, welcome back. As the monsoon session of Parliament is also set to begin today, we are now learning that the CPI MP Binoy Vishwam has given a suspension of business notice in the Rajya Sabha under Rule 267 of the Centre's Agnipath scheme and has demanded a discussion on it. We are, of course, expecting the opposition to be up in arms against the government's Agnipath scheme. It is expected that there will be a lot of furor in both houses of Parliament over this, and it's already beginning this morning. The CPI MP Binoy Vishwam has already given a suspension of business notice in the Rajya Sabha under Rule 267 over the Centre's Agnipath scheme. This takes place in the monsoon session of Parliament. I'm going to try and go across to our correspondents on the ground to give us more details on this, but news just coming in. Of course, we are expecting it to be a stormy monsoon session of Parliament. The government is expected to be attacked over various issues, including, of course, the Agnipath scheme. But apart from that, I think there are going to be about 26 bills which will also be tabled in the House for discussion. Agnipath, of course, is something that the opposition will be attacking the government over. We are, of course, expecting furor in both houses of Parliament over the Agnipath scheme. So the monsoon session of Parliament begins today. The first order of business, of course, is going to be the elections that take place for the President's post. To remember that voting is taking place today across the Vidhan Sabhas as well as the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha today. In fact, as we're talking about the presidential elections, we're just learning that the Punjab leader of opposition has just arrived at the Vidhan Sabha. We are learning that there was supposed to be a meeting that was to take place at the Vidhan Sabha. So the Punjab leader of the opposition also arriving at the Vidhan Sabha. Now, support, of course, is continuing to swell for Draupadi Murmu. And do remember that voting takes place today. The results will be out on the 21st of July. But Yashwant Sinha, the opposition's candidate, doesn't really seem to have numbers in his favor right now. I think let's also bring in Amandeep now, who's reporting from Chandigarh on this. Amandeep, we were just learning that the LOP in Punjab has called for a meeting of the opposition party. Give us a sense of what we're expecting at that meeting. Amandeep, can you hear me? All right, I think that's a very poor audio connection we have with him. We're going to fix that connection and go back to Amandeep in just a bit. But as I was earlier saying, the Punjab LOP, Pratap Singh Bajwa, has called for a meeting. I think Amandeep is back with us. Amandeep, you were giving us more details of that meeting that is taking place. Pratap Singh Bajwa calling for that meeting.
Well, absolutely, Nupur. This meeting is conveyed by Punjab leader of opposition Pratap Singh Bajwa, and this meeting will take place inside Vidhan Sabha just an hour before the presidential polls. And in fact, Pratap Singh Bajwa will give the directions and the guidance to all the MLAs that how to cast the vote, and he will also tell the procedure of these presidential elections just to avoid any kind of mistake in the polling, so that no vote should be cancelled of the Congress party, just because Congress is already less in number. So taking no chance regarding any kind of mistake during the presidential polls, this meeting is being called by Pratap Singh Bajwa inside Vidhan Sabha, and very soon all the MLAs will be reaching here, and in fact certain MPs are also expected to come here, just because majority of the Congress party MLAs are casting their vote in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, but some of them are possibility that they can cast their vote here in Punjab Vidhan Sabha. But this meeting is actually very important. One single mistake may lead to big disaster in this. So taking the serious note on that, Pratap Singh Bajwa will reveal the procedure of casting the vote and how to avoid the mistakes during casting. So this meeting is specifically for that. Yes, Nupur.
All right. So Amandeep, of course, is getting
crucial presidential elections to be conducted today. The entire process will begin at 10 a.m. It is Draupadi Murmu against Yashwant Sinha. We'll have to wait and watch as to who wins this battle. Be right back after a very short break. Stay tuned to Republic TV.